Cam, which captain would have you begging for a transporter malfunction a la the motion picture if you found out
Like
that,
screaming into the void.
yeah, if you found out that you had just been assigned to their command?
Yeah, that's an excellent question because so many of the captains on Star Trek are so inspirational that they motivate people to do their best. Which are the ones that would not do that to me? Well, let's start with John Harriman.
Okay.
Because John Harriman is, I think, something of a train wreck. I've never understood why he's in charge of the Enterprise after Kirk. Did he win a contest?
I have to believe that maybe there's some nepotism involved in this assignment here. Look,
Yeah.
I get it from the writer's perspective. You know,
Okay.
you need to show that there's no match for Kirk. That it's literally going to take 75 years for any captain to come along and, you know, be worth, you know, Kirk's time. So you put the most incompetent doof possible.
This is really stacking the deck in Kirk's favor.
Do you think it's just kind of like bad script writing on the part? Like they made him just so unbelievably bad.
They could have just had like a piece of rope with a brick tied to it on the captain's chair.
Would that have been an improvement? Like,
Or the duck that's just pecking the buttons on the console.
I would have liked that. You know, at least the people would have been getting a little bit of direction here. You know.
That's true. Kirk and Quack.
So I don't know. Like, what would be kind of the way around this if you were an officer, though? Like, how would you deal with having such an uninspirational commanding officer, though?
You put your head down, bear it, and try to get a transfer.
Despite the Enterprise name, would you be eager to get a transfer off the ship, just knowing that, like, this is not going to be a guy who's going to get the big assignments from Starfleet Command, knowing, like, his complete lack of, you know, inspirational leadership?
Well, here's the question. If you've got Harriman running the Enterprise, is the Enterprise really that great anymore?
I wonder. Probably not.
Suddenly the Saratoga is like the big ship in the fleet.
Yeah, I can buy that at that point. Why don't we talk about another uninspiring one? Does Jellicoe really want you to do your best as an officer?
I don't understand Jellicoe.
I mean,
Jellicoe is a mystery wrapped in an enigma to me.
I understand him from the point of the writers. I don't really understand Harriman so much from the point of the writers, where it's just kind of bad. Jellicoe, the micromanager, though, it makes sense in how much he stands in contrast to Picard, and I think it's actually giving Riker a lot to do. But in terms of just kind of his, Deanna Troi even like points out like he's kind of very insecure.
Yes.
And I wonder how much of that is just because he's in a weird situation with the Cardassians, or he's just in a new command. Think about his crew at the USS Cairo. I mean, they must have fallen into some sort of pattern where, you know, I guess Starfleet says, yeah, this is the right man for the job here. I just wonder if he was on the right assignment for his own skill set versus kind of, I don't think he was on the right ship.
Do you think Jellicoe meets what we expect from Starfleet? Like, does he seem like someone who's out there exploring?
No, but that's why he pops so much, is because he seemed kind of like the antithesis to like the captain that we'd expect.
Sure.
Know?
What kind of missions do you think he typically does?
Counting pieces of grain. I mean, he loves to micromanage.
That's true. Like, do you see him doing like important diplomatic missions?
Okay, but his diplomacy skills, they are tested with the Cardassians, and to interesting effect, I don't think he's a Picard figure, though, and I think that's made very clear, and even the way that's, you know, the rest of the crew handles him. But the thing is, he's got some good points. He's telling Troi, look, we wear uniforms on my bridge.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know if what that says about Picard, but, you know, on that.
To me, Jellicoe feels like he is on the track to be an admiral. A lot of the captains we see on Star Trek, they are born to be captains. They want to be out there in the stars exploring. Jellicoe feels like he wants to get to the point where he can do paperwork.
Sure.
He's dreaming of that paperwork.
Yeah, he'll have fun with Admiral Todman circa Deep Space Nine era. I don't know, final captain for you, Cam, that you just find uninspiring?
Yes, Captain Styles from Star Trek III, The Search for Spock.
You don't like pencil-thin mustaches and batons?
I don't have one yet.
Okay.
No,
what, baton or pencil-thin mustache?
I got neither yet. Captain Styles is fascinating. He, as we see, walks around with a riding crop, and also likes, you know, shaving his nails with an emery board. Like, those are his two characteristics, and I kind of love when Star Trek tries to use shorthand to give its characters like really identifiable quirks. But in this case, that's all he is, other than fumbling.
Okay, but you know, I'll take that over like generic, boring captain who we would not still be talking about to this day from a movie that came out in what, like 1983?
It's true. Like, you look at the original series, there's like no other captains, really, there's not a lot.
No.
But there's a lot of Commodores, and they often fit that bill of just kind of boring and forgettable. You know, you get the odd Matt Decker, but most of them are really boring. Whereas, like, James P. Sicking in this role, he is memorable, and he's really a strange character in the Star Trek universe. He is actually a character I would love to see just an episode built around. Only one episode. I don't need a series, but an episode.
CBS All Access. You heard Cam. We want that Styles spin-off episode. Short treks. Make it happen.